India's Supreme Court has struck down a controversial electoral bonds scheme that allowed people to make anonymous donations to political parties. The move has been hailed for boosting transparency months before the country heads to the polls, but it could pose a major setback for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as Neha Punia reports.
The Supreme Court says the electoral bond scheme was unconstitutional, arbitrary, and could lead to a quid pro quo arrangement between political parties and their donors. The court has ruled that the issuance of poll finance bonds should be stopped immediately. It's also said that all bonds issued in the last 15 days should be refunded, and that the Election Commission should make public all details of all donations received so far, make that information available to the public by mid-March. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government brought in this scheme in 2018 as a way to replace cash donations. These interest-free bonds can be bought from a state-run bank in denominations varying from 13 to about 125,000 US dollars. The government had claimed that this scheme will help bring transparency to poll funding and will also help tackle the problem of black money. But petitioners argued against that, saying anonymous donations prevent voters from knowing which party is funded by whom and to what extent. Also, that it promotes corruption, since the ruling government stands to benefit unfairly. They have the ability, petitioners argued, to access donor details from state-run banks issuing these bonds. During the hearing, the government argued that citizens do not have the right to know about the source of political funds, something the court disagreed with. It said that information is imperative in a democracy. This is a setback for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, experts say, because he has repeatedly told voters he's committed to bringing transparency to governance. Also because data shows that his party received 7 times as many donations through this scheme than the opposition did. So far, electoral bonds worth nearly $2 million have been sold. India's main opposition party, the Congress, claims this judgment will reinforce the power of votes over notes. Former poll officers have also welcomed the verdict, saying it will allow for a level playing field in Indian politics. But it will be interesting to see what details emerge when donor information and the amounts contributed are made public next month. Experts say this could reveal a possible nexus between certain individuals and companies and political parties, and also reveal whether or not political donations have impacted public policy and governance in any way in the last few years. Neha Punia, CNA, New Delhi.